That's the Pointer Sisters and Jump. Adam with you till 7 this evening. On the show today, Joe McElderry, the X Factor winner from 2009, who very recently won a programme called The Jump. I didn't even do that on purpose either. That's lucky that the computer threw that at us. No, seriously, Sam. Producer Sam's shaking his head. I didn't do that on purpose. I really didn't. Joe McElderry on in the next 20 minutes. Really nice guy. Spoke to him a little earlier. All about doing the programme The Jump on Channel 4, but also about his tour that he's doing. He's coming to Oakengates Theatre in just a couple of weeks' time, talking about music, about what he loves about his job and his career ever since winning the X Factor in 2009. I can't believe it's that long ago. So you can hear from Joe McElderry within the next half an hour. 3:25 on BBC Radio Shropshire with Adam Green. Okay, let's hear from Joe McElderry, shall we? He's coming to the place at Oakengates in a few weeks' time on a brand new tour, and he's done all sorts, hasn't he? He won the X Factor in 2009. He's recently done The Jump on Channel 4, and of course he sang opera as well on the TV not all that long ago. I spoke to him a little earlier. Now, there's so much I wanted to talk to you about. I don't know where to start, whether it's with music or winter sports. What do you want to talk about first?
I'll let you decide.
Tell me about The Jump, because I watched all of it and I was hooked to it. It was just fascinating throughout. What was it like to be involved in it?
It was intense. It was very intense, but I had the most amazing time ever. You know, learning those skills and doing those things on national television and putting yourself at risk, as stupid as it sounds, it was actually brilliant. I loved it.
What was the first moment that somebody came to you and said, we'd like you to be involved with this programme, and what was your thoughts when they first described it to you?
Well, I was actually on a skiing holiday when I got asked to do it.
Right.
I go skiing quite a lot anyways. So I was already in the mood for skiing, but I didn't expect it to be as difficult as it was, because obviously a lot of it was different kind of skiing, different sports. So I took it on, but then as soon as I got there and started the training, I thought, I'm in trouble here, because if I break a bone, how am I going to be able to do this tour? You know, so I did feel the pressure to look after myself as well.
Exactly. And what was the most scary event to do? Because I imagine being at the top of the ski jump is pretty scary, but what for you was the number one?
Skeletons. I absolutely hated the skeletons. It was petrifying, and if I never have to do that again in my entire life, I will be happy.
See, I keep watching that on the Winter Olympics and thinking, if there's one thing I could just go and have a go at, it would be the skeleton, because it looks exciting, but you're not selling it to me.
Well, it looks exciting, okay, but when you're actually on it, personally, in my opinion, it's like being in a car crash that never ends. It's horrible. It was so traumatising. Everybody that came, there was only about 3 or 4 people that actually enjoyed it. The rest of us came off it and were like traumatised for about 3 days after.
And what was it like then, when the whole programme was done and there you are at the end of it all? What did that feel like?
I just I thought, you know what was really nice for me was that I got to show a totally different side of my personality and doing a kind of bit of a gutsy thing and something that people probably wouldn't expect me to do. That was the nice thing for me. So the fact that I was able to win it as well after that, it was great. You know, I enjoyed it and had so much fun.
I think you're right, because we're used to seeing you on reality TV and singing brilliantly, and to see you outside your comfort zone and doing so well, I suppose you must look back on it and be quite proud of yourself.
Yeah, I am. And I think skiing's always been a massive hobby of mine. I've always done it as a family holiday kind of thing. So to actually show to people that's kind of one of my things that nobody gets to see on TV. It was a nice achievement.
That's Joe McElderry talking to me a little earlier on. You can hear more from Joe after 3:30, and we'll play you a tune from one of his albums as well. All of this ahead of him coming to the county. I'll tell you more details on where you can see him in just a bit. 20 to 4, Tuesday afternoon, and every Tuesday, of course, on the show, we try and talk to a bit of a celeb, bit of a name, and this week, Joe McElderry, who won the X Factor in 2009, he's coming to the county, to the place at Oakengates on Friday the 7th of March. He's on a new tour, which he's undertaking. He's out on the road for quite a while, as you're about to hear. So I asked him, I said to him, by the way, you're going to hear one of his tunes in a couple of minutes as well. I asked Joe, how much does he have to look after himself?
It's important to make sure that my voice is in good shape, and especially with the tour coming up, I have to be in good voice. My vocal stamina has to be big, because obviously I'm gonna be singing every night for about 3.5 to 4 months. So it's a big ask. So I have to make sure I'm in the right. Well, even fitness first, and then vocally, you have to be in good shape.
And I suppose, I mean, when you look ahead to it being 3.5, 4 months worth, that must be scary. It must be exciting. Is that, as a musician, what you set out to try and achieve? When you started this big journey, are you dreaming of going out and being on tour and seeing your name on the poster?
Yeah, I mean, for me, touring's the best part about it. You know, it's so nice to go out on stage every night and have an audience there that are just there to see you and join in the music. You know, it's really it's a really nice feeling. So for me, that is my favourite part. But I'm a little bit nervous as well, actually, for this one. I haven't done a solo tour in over a year and a half, so I'm a little bit nervous. I find it a little bit daunting. But as soon as I go on stage on the first night, I'll be ready. You know, I'll be up for it.
And do you think, I suppose, if the nerves hit home, will you just think of the skeleton again?
Well, listen, if you can jump off a ski jump, in my opinion, you can do anything.
I think you're right.
I should be okay, shouldn't I?
So you're coming to Telford, you're coming to the Oaken Gates Theatre on the 7th of March. What can people expect to see then on this tour? What kind of style are you putting out there?
Well, this show is a brand new show. It's got some brand new material in there that nobody's ever heard before, that I've written with the new album in mind, but pretty much especially for this tour. It's got some of the old favourites in, the pop favourites, the classical stuff that I did obviously from the classic album. So it's a real diverse show, but there's something there for everyone, I think, and it'll be a great night out. There'll be up-tempo music, there'll be slow if you want to just listen, if you want to get up and dance. I try and cater to everybody in my shows and make something for everyone, you know.
And with you having, you know, risen to success on a huge TV show, what kind of audience do you get for your tours? Is it a whole age group, a whole age range of people coming to see you?
Well, I mean, I think the Opera Star show changed that because I had a certain set of fans, but then when I did the classical stuff, it opened up another load of people who were interested in the operatic stuff as well. So when I'm choosing the set list, I will say it is quite stressful, trying to cater to everybody and fit everything in for everyone. But it's a high-class problem at the end of the day because I'm lucky that I can include different genres into a set. Not many artists can do that, you know?
Yeah.
Not many artists have the different repertoires from each album to do that. So it's like doing 4 concerts in one.
I bet it is. And did you surprise yourself with the success that you had singing opera?
Completely. I never in 100 years thought I'd be doing that. You know, I never thought I would be having Nessun Dorma in one of my sets. So it's crazy, you know, but incredible. You know, I'm so pleased that I did that show and was able to kind of include that in my career, you know.
Do you often, you know, I suppose on tour you've got the times in between the show when you've got time to yourself and maybe you're just resting up in between. Do you find time to look back on all that you've done since you first came to prominence?
You know, it's quite difficult. I feel like, it's nearly 5 years now, and I sometimes think, like, you know, where's the time gone?
Is it really 5 years? It's
nearly 5 years.
Amazing.
Yeah, it'll be 5 years in December. So it's scary. I mean, I feel fortunate that I get to do something that I love as a job, you know, and that I'm still able to go out on tour and people turn up to the shows and watch the shows. I feel very lucky, you know, and my dream was never to kind of be hugely successful in seconds. My dream is to look back in 50 years' time and look back and think, wow, I've had a really long career. You know, that's more important to me. So the fact that I'm still going 5 years on is an achievement for me, and you know, hopefully I can carry that on for many more years.
Yeah, I think it is testament to you, Joe, that you are still in the public eye, because often it can go the other way, can't it, with reality TV? So what do you hope to achieve then, maybe in the short term, in the next, I don't know, 3, 5, 10 years' time?
Well, I mean, I would like to obviously take my music outside of the UK. I haven't actually done that yet. Because I've always been doing something that's kind of tied in the UK. Not that that's a problem, but I would like to start taking my music to some other countries now. And you know, I want to be in 10 years' time. I want to be in an obscure country, and I'll know where it is when I get there. But I want to be in a venue in the most random country in the world, and people know me songs, and that would be a nice achievement.
Joe, I wish you all the best with the tour and anything else you do in the future. It's lovely to talk to you.
Thank you. Thanks for your time.
That's Joe McElderry, who's coming to the place in Oakengates on Friday the 7th of March. The box office number 01952 382 382. There are some tickets left, just a few on the back rows, if you will. Yes, he's coming back on a big tour. It's he's doing all sorts, as you heard him there. Rock, pop, classical, the opera as well. He's a pretty talented bloke, isn't he? And a great singer as well. Nice to talk to him.